Haunted Sacramento, Old City Cemetery. Welcome to California Spirits by Kara, where even the most beautiful places can hide something dark. Tonight, we're visiting a place most people think of as peaceful, solemn, even sacred. But don't let the marble angels and manicured rosebush fool you. Sacramento's Old City Cemetery is anything but peaceful. This historic landmark is alive with ghost stories. Established in 1849, Sacramento City Cemetery is one of the oldest in California. It's the final resting place of over 25,000 souls, including pioneers, politicians, Civil War veterans, and victims of deadly epidemics. Rows of elaborate Victorian monuments line its winding paths, shaded by old oaks and cypress. It's beautiful. But beauty can be deceiving. Local historians say the cemetery is one of the most haunted places in Sacramento. Staff, visitors, even paranormal investigators have all claimed to see things they can't explain. One of the cemetery's most famous spirits is the woman in black. She's been seen gliding through the older sections of the cemetery, dressed head to toe in mourning clothes from the 1800s. Witnesses say she never speaks. She only appears at dusk, standing silently among the headstones as if searching for a lost loved one. Some visitors have even felt a sudden chill when she passes, or heard the faint rustle of her skirts in the grass behind them, only to turn and find no one there, but she's not alone. The cemetery is known for the graves of many children lost to Sacramento's cholera epidemic of 1850. The disease hit the city hard, killing over 800 people in just a few weeks. Many of them were children buried in haste as the city struggled to cope. Visitors report hearing children's laughter in the quietest parts of the cemetery. Some have seen small shapes dart behind headstones. One night watchman claimed he saw a little girl in a white dress smiling at him from atop a grave. When he called out, she simply vanished. Others have left toys on children's graves as offerings, only to return the next day and find them moved, broken, or missing entirely. Sacramento's Old City Cemetery is also home to a large Civil War veteran section. Dozens of Union soldiers lie here beneath weathered, leaning headstones. Their service and sacrifice are remembered every Memorial Day. But some say not all of them rest in peace. Sound effect. Distant drum roll. Paranormal investigators claim to have heard the sound of military drums late at night. Others report seeing shadowy figures standing at attention, only to fade when approached. One visitor swears he heard an old soldier's voice whisper "halt" as he walked through the graves. He didn't wait to see who it was. The cemetery grounds once included a caretaker's house, long since torn down, but people say its ghostly owner never left. Staff have heard doors slam when there were no buildings standing. Tools go missing from maintenance sheds, only to reappear days later in locked rooms. One groundskeeper even claimed he felt a hand shove him while he was raking leaves alone at dusk. And then there are the roses. Sacramento's City Cemetery is famous for its historic rose garden, with heirloom varieties over 150 years old. But not all roses are symbols of love. Legend says some of the roses were planted by grieving widows on their husbands' graves. They say these spirits still tend their flowers. Visitors walking at twilight have reported seeing women bent over the beds of roses, pruning them carefully. But when they get closer, the figures are gone. Only the scent of roses lingers in the empty path. It's not just old legends keeping the cemetery's haunted reputation alive. Even today, staff and volunteers share their own chilling experiences. They talk about hearing voices calling their names when no one is around, of sudden icy winds on still, hot Sacramento days, of shadows moving between graves even when the moon is bright and clear. Ghost tour guides tell stories of visitors fainting during night walks, of cameras failing mysteriously near certain graves, of guests leaving with an uncheckable feeling they were being watched. But it's not all terror and fright. For many, Sacramento's Old City Cemetery is a place of reflection, a reminder of the fragility of life, a monument to those who built the city and lost their lives too soon. Maybe that's why it feels so haunted, so many stories, so much loss. It's not just the dead buried here, it's the memories, the grief, the longing that refuses to rest. So next time you visit Sacramento, walk through the Old City Cemetery, admire the old headstones, smell the ancient roses, but listen carefully. You might hear laughter among the graves. You might see a woman in black waiting for someone who will never come. You might feel a cold breeze on a warm summer night. Because in a place this old, this beautiful, and this sad, the past is never truly gone. Thank you for joining me on California Spirits by Kara. If you enjoyed tonight's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a journey into California's haunted history. Have you ever visited Sacramento's Old City Cemetery? Have your own ghost story to share? Tell me in the comments. I love to hear them. Until next time, sleep well if you can.